all the SANKOK came on to say that MURKOME erred. One of the issues, and I know that MURKOME is one of the best brains in Kenya when it comes to politics.
Because if there were 80 police officers and Subarus camping, I think in, was it Citizen or which TV station? It was Citizen. To be able to arrest Kagusha. I expected at least Kaluma to receive not less than 160, double the number.
Double the number.
Depending on the statement, because surely the statement by Kaluma was too much weight. But that did not happen. And I still blame the interior CS. And I'm sure my president have good intention. He's only held between a hard place and a rock, because he have reshuffled the government so many times to an extent that probably the trust, if he are losing trust with Kenyans, if again he reshuffled just immediately. But I think it is time, and I really call upon my president, it's time for CS MURKOME just to go, because that village mentality cannot run an interior ministry. And you know, that village mentality was even in the Ministry of Roads and Transport where he was, where he had put bumps on a 6-lane highway, yes, with a brick wall in between to slow away vehicles after every 100 meters. So you can imagine vehicles slowing down after every 100 meters, and the bumps are over the underpath or under the footbridge, advising Kenyans don't use footbridge or underpaths. What you do, come muchangane na gari sita, because it's a 6-lane highway, na uende uruke ukuta yenye katikati. Ama hujaona hiyo barabara kutoka Wayaki all the way to Gitaru? That is a total village mentality. Kwa sababu back in his village, kondoo ikigongwa na gari, kesho wananchi wako na wheelbarrow kuweka babs ya matope kwa barabara. So that is the village mentality you have brought even to the interior ministry.
SANKOK, if you look at those spewing hate in the country today, unfortunately comes from the political class where both of you belong.
All of them, yes.
You know, there is, on a normal day, a Kenyan does not really care what tribe you come from. They do business together.
Yes.
They have children together. You know, you are renting someone else's from a different tribe, you know. But it is only in the political space where each and every single, especially as we approach the elections, that we are reminded of our ethnicity and how we are against them. How do we fix that?
The first thing to fix this one, I think, from my understanding, is let us stop the early campaigns. The campaign period is normally 60 days, according to IEBC. Our leaders, including myself and my brother here, we know their workstation is actually parliament. The workstation of the president is in State House. The workstation of a county MCA is actually county assembly. But what time do we use in our workstations? Most of us are on top of vehicles, going to give out handouts, camouflage as economic empowerment programs, which we don't even know how does Oundo qualify, and I don't qualify. What criteria was used for a bishop to get 20 million, another one to get 500,000? And it is actually our taxes from liquidated infrastructure, probably 90% stolen, whether an infrastructure of CDF or an infrastructure of the national government or county government, 90% liquidated. It is actually liquidated, 90% stolen, and then 10% given as handouts. So in that process of trying to use handouts as favorism, yes, ni watu wetu, hawa wakule leo, wapate, you know, early campaigns, I think that is what actually is bringing all these problems. So if you find a journalist in the bar, he's not actually working because we know his workstation. If we find a teacher on the streets, we know it is a classroom that is his workstation. If you find a doctor somewhere loitering in schools, you know at this time he's not working. If you see a member of parliament, an MCA, a governor, even the president, moving around, loitering on the ground, just know that he's not working because he is not a contractor. Unfortunately, my colleague here, when there is a CDF project, he will be there during foundation, he will be there during rental, You will be there during roofing. You will be there during plastering. You will be there during painting, as if you have become a contractor. Yeah. And CDF have managers.
But he lowered the Baso law, saying that if there are goons in the area, you shouldn't go, and I felt bad. SANKOK said these statements. That is Ole SANKOK, the one from UDA. I remember in Senate, when they were fighting for constitutionalism and etc., MURKOME came out on the floor of Parliament, crying that never destroy Kenya. I will never forget that fight MURKOME, the spirited fight he put out to fight for constitutionalism. Because Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Modi wanted to bring a referendum, of course, to interest themselves in power. MURKOME was on the forefront.
Mr. Speaker, you can't tell us we should just proceed. It is not possible. It is not possible, Mr. Speaker. This is Kenya. We cannot be forced, Mr. Speaker, to take positions of the minority. Mr. Speaker, you are sitting in that chair. Senator Malala was in the opposition. He was among the only few senators that voted to get you 42 votes, Mr. Speaker, to become in that chair. Senator Lalekwa and Senator Lalakat were among the 42 people who voted for you to be the Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you sacrificed me. You sacrificed Susan Kihika. Don't sacrifice Kenya. Don't sacrifice, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Senator MURKOME,
is on your chair, Mr. Speaker.
Order, Senator MURKOME.
To see MURKOME coming out, giving thumbs up to goons, it was so unfortunate. I remember that speech very well. So for me, I feel very bad. I felt very bad when MURKOME started speaking like a juvenile. A person knows the law. How can the Minister of Interior come out to say that if you know that there are goons in certain area, don't go there? Even if there are goons, the police is mandated, the police MURKOME supervisors, to dismantle those goons so that we can have a free Kenya. The moment you start balkanize the country through goons, it's going to come a time when it's very bad. Even William Ruto yesterday faced goons. It is the truth. In his home area, in Emuria Dikiri, members of parliament fought together. So what if even William Ruto knew that there are goons and he never went there? Even Bon KHALWALE said this on the floor of parliament.
The question is this, CS. The Deputy Inspector of Police, Mr. Eliud Lagat, went against the provisions of Chapter 6 of the Constitution, went against the provisions of the National Police Act, specifically Section 17, and in general, the Leadership and Integrity Act. You, as a member of the National Security Council, where you sit together with the IG, both of you are present here. Why have you found it difficult to advise the necessary authorities that Eliud Lagat be dismissed from service? My next question, Mr. Speaker, is to CS, not CS, to the IG Kanja. IG Kanja, Kenyans who know you, we have a lot of respect for you because you are the officer, unknown to some people, who defeated the terrorists at Dusit 2 Hotel. We know you as a serious police officer. We've been wondering why these killings under you, and now that Lagat is the person we have found to be who he is, we can now very well see who has been undermining you. I therefore want to appeal to you. Tell this country, a spokesman by the name of Mushiri Nyaga, the police spokesman, he misrepresented material facts. He attempted to conceal this killing. He went and interfered with the circumstances of the crime by stating that Omondi Ojwang hit his head on the wall. IG Kanja, why have you not arrested him? He has information which in his statement under arrest will help to point fingers at who gave him this deliberate statement so as to do what I have said above. Finally, Mr. Speaker, back to Kanja and or Amin. IPOA has now told us the names of the officers from DCI who went to Migori to go and arrest Kajwang. Can you tell the country how it came to pass that Kajwang was moved all the way, Ojwang, that Ojwang was moved all the way, hundreds of kilometers, contrary to the provisions of normal procedure that would have required that he be taken to the nearest police station in the jurisdiction where he committed, quote unquote, the said crime, and that if he needed to be moved, a magistrate needed to give permission for him to be moved all the way to Nairobi. Could you, IG, tell us why you have found it difficult to arrest these officers? And their names are a little bit disturbing. You tell us why you have not arrested them? Because they're the only ones who were with this young man from the last time the parents saw him well and alive up to the time they came to Nairobi for the country to be told that the young man was dead. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I want to appeal to CS MURKOME. CS MURKOME, the National Security Council, where you sit, is charged with promoting and guaranteeing security of the country. And you have the audacity to come and face the Parliament of Kenya and tell Kenyans that you don't see, you don't know. CS MURKOME, please, for the respect of this young man, you are yet to grow a child up to the age of 31. Can you immediately resign? You are not fit to be in that docket. Please, I beg you, it is not personal. And if you think I'm joking, you are a well-read man. You know that in 2011, in Tunisia, a street hawker by the name of Mohamed Baouzi was killed. And people came into the streets, and the government of President Ben Ali was overthrown. You truly don't know what you're playing with. Please resign. You cannot be an inspiration to be in cabinet.
That is Bonu Karwale. So for me to see MURKOME speaking like an Ojumerate on the security of a country, giving green lights to goons because right now they are benefiting them. You know what pains, what is, people never learn from history. Do you know that MURKOME is still young? He can be able to live in the Kenyan politics for the next 30 years. Even if Ruto gets the second term, okay, he will leave power. You can be in the opposition the next day. If history tells us that people in the government today may be in the opposition tomorrow, the same, they will play the clip when the goons have invaded your rally when you're in the opposition. Yet when you're in the Ministry of Interior, you never capitalize on that to finish goons. And they play it to you loud in your ears to tell you how you build a foundation for goons in Kenya. So MURKOME should understand that Kenya is not ending on the UDA government. Kenya is still here. Every person who comes out should especially when you're given an honor to serve, should build a foundation of free Kenya, a democratic and without goons. If Murkomen continues to speak like a juvenile, Kenya is not going in the best place, and we shall see a Kenya that is deserted. We shall see Kenyans die on the streets because of the poor administration of Murkomen. It is the truth. Of course, that's something remains truly. Mr. Makinde Kabuye Sulaiman Magali. If you're into this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I can motivate you to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.